Hey guys, welcome back. The 2025 NHL Draft might be one of the most unpredictable and exciting drafts we've had in years. It has been described by many as weak, shallow, top-heavy. While some of those descriptions may be partially right, they definitely don't tell the full story. Let's not forget, we just had one of the craziest draft lotteries in recent history, with the New York Islanders jumping all the way to number 1, and the Utah Mammoth somehow lucking into the 4th pick. In my opinion, if your team is drafting in the top 12, this draft is as good as any, with tons of prospects projecting as super solid top pairing players. Even until pick 20, you'll see teams find tons of value, and you'll shortly see I have a couple players drafted much higher than the consensus. So let me know how you agree and especially disagree with my draft selections in the comments below as I walk you through all 32 picks in the first round. At number 1, the Islanders should select Matthew Schaefer. While I see a world where they select Misa or maybe even hometown player James Higgins, Matthew Schaefer has to be the pick. The kid is the total package at just 17. Yes, he missed most of the year due to a shoulder injury, but when he was on the ice, he was clearly the best draft-eligible player. His super solid puck possession and silky smooth skating make him a menace in transition. With Schaefer, you are getting a potential number 1 defenseman, power play driver, and the leader in the locker room. And the craziest part, at just 17. I've already seen people comparing him to Drew Doughty or even Cale Makar. As a Sharks fan, I can't help but being jealous of you Islanders fans. And for any of you Islander fans, how about this one? You get our 2nd, 32nd, and 33rd pick just for us to move up to number 1. Who says no? With the 2nd overall pick, my San Jose Sharks select Michael Misa. Misa is a goal-scoring machine with a lethal shot and a relentless drive. Check out his stat line, 134 points. He has been lighting up the OHL, and his built-in chemistry with Sharks prospect Igor Chernysov is just icing. Misa might have the best hands in the draft. The way he navigates traffic at speed is instantly transferable to the NHL game. His lamp lighting on offense and board battling reminds me of a recent Sharks center. In my opinion, Michael Misa would take the 2nd line center role, which would allow Will Smith to continue being wingmates with Macklin Celebrini. While I would have loved Matthew Schaefer, I love that fit. At 3, Chicago takes winger Porter Martone. Connor Bedard needs help. I think Chicago should try to trade up for Misa, but if they stay at 3, they can't go wrong with Martone. A huge frame with silky hands and a lethal shot is a combination every GM in the NHL is trying to find. Also, he is as good in front of the net as almost any player in this draft. You'll find most of his goals come from him banging in front of the net, which to me screams NHL ready. If Martone can learn to use his body more, he will be a menace in the NHL for years to come. And, maybe more importantly, Connor Bedard can finally escape his personal purgatory and have a lifetime line mate in Porter Martone. At number 4, Utah is very lucky to be able to select the Swedish center Anton Frondell. It seems all those years of misfortune in Arizona have turned into good luck for Utah. After kind of a slow start to the year, mainly because of injuries, Frondell tore up the Hockey Allsvenskan. Frondell probably has the best shot in the draft. I mean, watch this power. Just his one-timer alone should have Utah fans drooling. I think his skating can improve a little, but his crazy strong shot and high hockey IQ make him a perfect addition to that already young Utah core. I have Nashville selecting James Higgins out of Boston College at 5. Higgins slipped a little bit in the draft rankings this year after he was basically the consensus number 1 overall pick in the preseason, but even after a down year, Higgins was still electric. Higgins truly possesses that game-breaking speed that every team is looking for, plus his playmaking may be one of the best in the entire draft. I think his IQ and decision-making needs to improve, but in Nashville, I can really picture him blossoming and possibly even unlocking that next part of his game. At 6, the Flyers run up to the podium and take Caleb Desnoyers out of the queue. Desnoyers may have more NHL-ready tools than anyone else in the draft. I love the two-way grit he plays with, plus he could string out passes as well as anyone. I'm calling it now. The Desnoyers to Michkov connection will feed Philly families for years. To me, he is the perfect line mate for Michkov and has number 1 or 2 center written all over him. Boston selects Brady Martin at number 7. Brady Martin has been flying flying up draft boards thanks to his physically dominant and sometimes even violent play. Martin is one of those players who knows what their game is and sticks to it. Also, I saw him attempt to murder a couple players during the U18s, and I think that's something NHL GMs love to see. From winning countless puck battles to creatively setting up goals, Brady Martin screams Boston. He may not have the true #1 center potential, but he definitely doesn't have a floor any lower than third line. I've seen some Boston fans upset at taking Brady Martin at this spot, but if you really do get him, I promise it won't take long for him to win you over. Seattle goes for best player available and picks Jake O'Brien at 8. Yes, Seattle already has tons of center prospects. Yes, they need defensemen, but to me, Jake O'Brien is a player you can't pass on here at 8. The first thing that sticks out to me in O'Brien's game is his creative playmaking. He plays with so much finesse and feel, and I also love his defensive improvement over the last year. At 9, Buffalo takes a home run swing with Roger McQueen. What McQueen is able to do at his size should not be humanly possible. The way he can dangle the puck, you'd think you were watching a much smaller player. Then, he releases one of his cannon-like shots, and you remember, he's 6'5". If his back issues don't continue to be an ongoing problem, Buffalo might have found the player to help them break one of the longest postseason droughts in the NHL. 10, the Ducks take towering defenseman Radim Murtka. If we know the Ducks value one thing, it's size, and Radim Murtka's got that. Considering that size, he plays with a surprising amount of speed. On the defensive side, I've seen steady improvements from him this past year. While the Ducks won't expect a ton of offense out of him, Murtka has definitely shown flashes of it. Penguins take Victor Eklund at number 11. Brother of Sharks William, Victor Eklund is one of my draft crushes. There isn't a player in this draft that plays with more intensity or hustle as Eklund, and those two qualities are instantly transferable to the NHL game. He plays with constant speed and a deceptively powerful shot. If Victor falls to the Pens, I see him becoming an instant fan favorite. At pick 12, the Rangers get Jackson Smith. After Matthew Schaefer, Jackson Smith is probably the best two-way defenseman in the draft. Smith has a rare and almost unheard of combination of speed and size. He can use that speed to help break his team out of the defensive zone and create goal-scoring opportunities. Also, he can be a shockingly shifty skater, playing from north to south and east and west. The Red Wings select Kayshawn Aitchison at 13. Kayshawn Aitchison is the type of player you hate to play against. Power and violence he brings make him one of the most entertaining players in this draft. At times, he seems unmovable on the ice. Aitchison is just able to take and win any puck battle with ease. Plus, he has flashed some offensive upside. At 14, the Blue Jackets select Justin Carbonneau. Carbonneau's a smart two-way player with great face-off skills. He's a glue guy for any line. He's also got a sneaky good shot. Pair that with great puck handling skills, and Justin Carbonneau brings the whole package at number 14. The Vancouver Canucks select Lyndon Lakovich. 15. At 6'4", you may be expecting a physical, bruising player, but that's not Lakovich's game. He plays with a ton of finesse and skill. Lakovich is a sniper with a quick release. If he can grow into his body more and develop more of a physical game, Lakovich could be the steal of the draft. At 16, the Canadiens pick my favorite player in the draft, Colin Potter. Yes, this may be a little high. Yes, the Canadiens already have undersized forwards, but I can't allow Potter to fall any further. At one of the youngest players in the NCAA this year, he still put up numbers. His skating is super clean and fluid. I've seen Potter skate around the entire offensive zone before wiring a laser in for a goal. Colin Potter is a natural skater, scorer, and playmaker at just a smaller frame. The Canadiens pick right-handed D-man Logan Hensler at 17. Personally, I could see Montreal look to package one or both of their back-to-back picks here for a better pick or even a proven veteran to accelerate the rebuild. Staying and picking Hensler here would be an awesome move also. Hensler has quick feet and a great work ethic. At worst, Hensler projects as a smooth, mobile, shutdown defender, but I believe he's shown offensive flashes as well. Maybe Wayne Hudson can even rub off on him a little. At 18, the Flames pick up Cameron Reed. As a defenseman, he has the ability to act as a second center on the rink. He has the puck skills and IQ to help advance the puck and be a threat in transition. What team isn't looking for a puck-moving defenseman? Alongside Zane Parekh, the Flames secure their D-core of the future with Cameron Reed. Blues get Malcolm Spence at 19. Some people have criticized Spence's game for not being dynamic enough, which is why he slipped on some draft boards, but his two-way awareness and work ethic scream NHL ready to me. Malcolm Spence may not have the upside of some players, but to me, he's got as good chance as anyone of making an NHL roster. At 20, the Blue Jackets continue the run on D-men and take Blake Fiddler. Fiddler checks two of the biggest boxes for NHL GMs. Massive and right-handed. He defends the rush as good as anyone and is an expert at disrupting plays with his long reach. Pair that with him becoming increasingly comfortable around the puck, and Fiddler has more than enough tools to help him be an effective D-man at the next level. Alright, we'll be speeding through the remainder of the picks, starting with pick number 21. The Ottawa Senators select Carter Bear. The only reason Bear slips this far is because of the brutal Achilles tear he had earlier, but all indications seem to be that he's recovering faster than predicted. Let's not forget, before the injury, Bear was a top 10 talent, so if he really can recover from the injury well, Ottawa could be getting a steal here. The Flyers pick Bill Zonin at 22. Zonin uses his high motor to relentlessly track down any loose pucks and cause turnovers. Zonin is an instant complement to any line he gets put on. 23, Nashville gets size and scoring with Jack Nesbitt. I can see Nesbitt going higher than this due to his intriguing combination of skill set and frame, but for now, Nashville gets a steal here. The Kings add a much-needed D-man to their core with the Swede Sasha Boumedian. After an awesome U18 with Sweden, Boumedian has flown up my board. The Blackhawks get great value here at 25 and pick up Braden Coots. Braden Coots is a versatile player who can play in almost every situation. Because of that, he's another player who I think I let fall a little too far. If the Blackhawks really can pick him up at this pick, they'll be very happy. Nashville looks to replenish their goalie pool and pick up Joshua Ravensbergen at 26. After trading away Askarov, they need someone to eventually replace Soros, and Ravensbergen brings speed and size at that position. At number 27, Cole Rishi goes to the Caps. Another U18 performer, Rishi shook off doubts about his size with a very skillful performance. The Capitals are as good as anyone at finding gems in the draft, and they might just have found another in Cole Rishi. Winnipeg needs a center, and they get one with size in Jack Murtagh. At 29, the Flames draft Ben Kindle. He's also someone else I probably let fall a little too low. He put up numbers this year in the WHL. A much-needed skill-heavy forward for Calgary. 30, the Flyers select Henry Krusevich. Their prospect pool lacks D-men, so they draft for need here. At 31, Carolina picks up the Swede with size and Milton Gastrin, and the Sharks wrap things up with the center Will Horkoff. And with that, that's my 2025 NHL Mock Draft. To me, this draft class has been harder than most to do a mock draft for, due to the players' skills kind of being similar levels from the mid-first round and kind of to the middle of the second round. And because of that, I think we will see players who you think should go higher fall farther, and then players who maybe you see as second round talents jump up to the middle of the first round. But even still, I really do think this draft class is a really solid one. From Matthew Schaefer to Michael Misa to Frondel, Denoyer, Victor Eklund, Jake O'Brien, McQueen, and then even at the end where you can find solid players like Kindle or Murtagh or Horkoff. I really think this draft has it all, and I think it'll surprise people years down the road when we'll see just how many quality players really did come out of this draft class. But really, let me know how you think I did with this mock draft, and let me know where you would have gone differently. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider smashing that like and subscribe button, as it really helps me out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. As you guys may know, this is a brand new YouTube channel, so if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up as well as hitting subscribe, especially if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. I'd also be interested in hearing your guys' feedback on topics or other things you'd like to see in upcoming videos. Anyways, thanks again for watching.